Let's do it.
What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, family? How y'all doing, man? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is another episode of Philly the podcast. So today, I just came on here because honestly, I wanted to talk. I was gonna do a video, but then I was like, you know what? Let me just get on here, see who's live, see who's in the YouTube sphere, anyways, and maybe have some fun with you guys. So I'm excited to talk. I'm excited to figure out what the Eagles need to do. I want to know if this is a must-win game. That's going to be the question that I want answered today. Whether or not the Philadelphia Eagles need to beat the Kansas City Chiefs to get to where they're going. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we'll get into it. But shout out to everybody already in the chat, man. We got 12 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. I appreciate you all coming out. Who we got in here so far? We got Nina in the building. What's going on, Nina? We got Daniel in the building. What's going on? What's going on? We also had Will's comment earlier on and everything. So we're going to have some fun, man. Look, at the end of the day, what's going on? Amanda, beautiful girl in the building. Go Birds. Go Birds. Bald Eagle says, how do you feel about the Jack Johnson rumors? If we get him, does that mean Slayer Bradbury's gone? From what I saw from Jack Johnson, I mean, look, I only looked at his numbers. I haven't watched a lot of his film or anything like that. His numbers don't look great. I'm not gonna lie, baby. He got benched for a reason. I know some of it is off of I know some of it is off the field issues. You know what I'm saying? So I know at the end of the day that will probably work itself out if he's just needs a change of scenery. I don't think that we're going to take a swing at that. We might, but I just don't think we will. We would have to claim him. If we claim him, he's on hook. I don't know what his contract looks like. But if we claim him, we would be on the hook for his contract. Let me see what his contract is, because he might still be on that rookie deal, actually, now that I think about it. Let me see what his contract looks like. And it's Jack Jones, if I'm not mistaken, right? You said Jack Jones? Yeah, it's Jack Jones. Let me see real quick what his contract looking like. Yeah, he's still on that rookie contract, so they have him for a while. So he would be under contract till 2025. He just signed a 3-year deal with them for $21 million. So, I mean, 4th-round cornerback, looking at the numbers, the PFF numbers had him below 50% or 50 as far as his overall grade was. So that was really all I've seen from him. I don't know. I don't see the Eagles taking a shot on him. I really don't, especially if it's off the field issues. I don't see them really wanting to do that. It's just too much of a risk right now. You got to figure out what you have. I think you have enough good players on your team to, make it shake. So I don't think you want to add people. I could be wrong, though. I could definitely be wrong. What's going on, Wills? He said it's always good to hear from you. Always good to be heard. What's going on, Matt? What's going on? He is a rookie. Yeah, I just saw that. So, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know, because at the end of the day, if that off the field issue stuff is really what gets me. But I haven't watched enough film to say we should or we shouldn't get him. That's really where I'm at. Shout out to this new little app I got on the lives. It shows all your emojis. So whenever you drop an emoji, if it's an eagle, whatever it is, it puts it on the screen. I think that's pretty dope. Bald Eagle says drafted in 2022, 4th round, can't be a lot of money. No, it's not. Yeah, looking at it, we wouldn't be on the hook for a lot of money. I would have to really, really dig into him. I would really have to watch some of his film and see what he's done. Because like I said, PFF did not have they have him at 46.6 overall this year. So, there could be a number of things that go into that, but, I don't think that's numbers that you're going to replace James Bradbury or Darius Slay with. You might have better options on the field, or on your team, I should say. We really need to be more creative with receiver rubs to get others open. I agree. What's going on, Flying High? I agree. I think that overall this team needs to be more, I don't want to say aggressive, more creative. I think that's the perfect way of saying it. I think this team needs to be more creative, because even especially offensively, you could be motioning these guys. You could be doing so much more than what you're already doing, and it could just add another level to this offense. So I agree. It's time to really scheme some things up. Brian Johnson had a whole basically 2 weeks off. It's time to, scheme some things up and get it going, man. That's all you can really ask for. One of the next 2 games is a must-win. I'm not worried about the Bills. I think winning both is going to happen. I think that we have a good chance at it as well. I think that the Eagles are a very good team, and I think that the Eagles know who they are. At the end of the day, they know who they are. So I do believe that they can definitely go and win a couple of these games. I truly, you look at this schedule, and we'll bring it up real quick. But you look at this schedule. Let me close that out so I can see it fully. Yeah, I saw the Bills just fired their guy. But you look at the rest of the schedule. You got the Chiefs, you got the Bills, you got the San Francisco 49ers, and then you got the Cowboys again. If you can get out of there 2-2, right, 3-1, even better, or win them all, even better. But if you can escape that 2-2, you're sitting in a good spot. You're 10-3. Obviously everybody's now talking about the Lions because they have a really easy schedule going forward. But they would have to lose only one more game, and then we're tied. And I believe we would have the conference lead. We would have the conference tiebreaker. So I don't know. I think that we can definitely win a bunch of these games, and I'm not too afraid of any of these teams anymore. Like, you asked me before the year, we've talked about it all season, and going into this stretch, I thought it was going to be a death-defying leap. Like, I didn't know how we were going to get through it. But now it's kind of like, everybody's looked susceptible, right? Everybody's looked like they're beatable, except for the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles are the only team that week in, week out, they find a way to win. So it's like, how do you beat them? You've shut down their offense. You've shut down their defense at times, right? But how do you beat them? You really haven't shut down their offense. Outside of that Jets game, that and even then, you still were able to put up some points. So I don't know. How do you beat the Eagles? You just got to hope that they make enough mistakes and look bad enough, and you take advantage of all of them. That's really all you can do. Matt said, I'm interested to see what we do with Goddard out on offense. Yeah, I think that we're going to see a lot more of the run game. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more personnel sets, which is a good thing, to be 100% honest. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more 12 sets, a lot more, whatever you want to call the two running backs in the back of the field. I think that you're going to see a lot more diversity because that's what you kind of have to do now because you don't have a guy like Goddard that can do really anything you want. So, I mean, this isn't, I don't really like to say blessing in disguise or, this is a good thing, but this could help us out down the line. I truly do believe that the Eagles could kind of be better because now they have to figure out what they have with this offense. They can't just get, complacent and lollygag for lack of terms. So we'll see. Will says, yo, Joe, I see us good 4-1 in the next stretch. What's your thoughts or predictions? I think so. We got, let's see. I think that we'll be able to beat most of these teams. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real. I truly do believe we're going to be able to beat most of these teams. I think the only game we're going to have an issue with is going to be the Cowboys game. I think that don't get me wrong, do not get me wrong, the Kansas City Chiefs are a very, very good team, but I don't believe that they are who they were last year. We're not who we were last year either, don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel like I'm that afraid of them. And the way that you really, really make us pay is by having a good wide receiver core. You have a great tight end, right? Travis Kelce, we all know who he is, but outside of that, I don't really look at their wide receivers and be like, oh, they're going to cut us up. I mean, I don't know. I think that we can hold them down. I truly do. So we'll see what happens. How do you feel about putting Byard on Kelce the whole game, starting Reed and Brown at safety, or some concept except switching Brown and Byard? I don't know if I honestly don't know. I think that asking Byard to shadow Travis Kelce might be a bit unfair. I think you got to kind of attack him with your team. Like, you have to realize you're now going to have to protect the middle of that field. Maybe you do it with your linebackers. And I said this before, ask your linebackers and ask some of those guys in the middle of the field to cover space, not people. And if we get too caught up in who's going to beat Travis Kelce man on man, nobody is. Realistically, I don't think you can put any cornerback out there, any safety out there, definitely not the linebackers. That's going to consistently hold down Travis Kelce. So it's got to be different looks. It's got to be, continued change up of coverages. And I think that's how you at least hold Travis Kelce from being the reason you lose this game. I mean, if you look at what we did against the Dolphins, I know it was a really good game for us, but you look at what we were able to do, we still gave up yards to their two wide receivers. It wasn't like we just shut them down. A lot of the games that we go out there, that CeeDee Lamb had almost 200 yards against us, but we didn't allow him to be the reason that they won or lost that game. So that's what we got to do. That's what we have to do with Travis Kelce. Just make sure we're at least trying to slow him down. You can't stop a guy like him. You got to just contain him. So I personally wouldn't go out there hoping that one person's going to be able to stop him, because I feel like if you do that, you're going to be dead in the water really, really early. So we'll see what happens though. Going 4-1, I wouldn't mind that. Bald Eagle said that the Bills just fired their OC. And I've seen some people talking about bringing him on over to the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know for what. We don't, I mean, I do feel like he was a scapegoat. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I think they kind of just let go of him because they look dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? They look bad. Somebody had to get in trouble. So, I'm good on that. What's up, Joe? This is a must-win Monday. Why do you think this is a must-win? Real talk. Not saying that you're wrong, not saying that you're right. I'm just saying, why do you think it's a must-win game? Me personally, it would be a huge motivation. It would be a huge, emotional boost to go out there and beat the team that, you lost to in the Super Bowl. It would definitely make me feel good. I don't know about you guys. I would feel really good about it. And I'm sure the Eagles would as well. But I don't think it's a detrimental game if you lose. I don't think it's one of those situations where you're like, damn, what are we going to do now? We just lost to the Chiefs. I think you can figure it out. I think this team will be fine if they do lose to the Chiefs, but I don't see it happening. I really do have confidence against the Chiefs. They don't have Eric Bieniemy, who I think was really a big, big part of what that offense did, and I think you're seeing that this year. And losing, wide receivers is never easy, but they didn't have great wide receivers last year, so it is what it is, I guess. The plan is to play Penny at tight end. Just give my guy a chance. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see Penny get more snaps. I think that he deserves it. I think that while he hasn't done anything groundbreaking, like he hasn't went out there and played the best football of any player out there, but I think why not? Why not see what he's got? You have him here. Boston Scott went down. I don't know. I want to know what happened with Boston Scott because Boston Scott was out here modeling and stuff. So I want to know what the heck's going on with that. But I mean, you got Penny, use him. So let's see what he got. I really don't understand what the trepidation is of using him. If you really don't want him, don't have him. Cut him. You know what I'm saying? Like put him back down to the practice. Go. I don't know. Don't waste your time. If he was a guy you weren't going to use, I feel like you call some teams at the trade deadline and see if you can get some value out of him. Maybe nobody likes Penny, but I find that hard to believe. I truly find that hard to believe. I think the Eagles need to give this guy a chance. So I'm with you. Maybe not at tight end, but give the guy a chance. Matt Week says, I think there's a huge chance Bills miss the playoffs, but I do think they use their OC as an scapegoat. Wonder how long it would be till they bench Josh Allen. They're not going to bench Josh Allen. I can almost guarantee that. They'll trade him before they ever bench him. They'll try and get some type of value out of him before they ever bench him. And he might have some trade value. If you're a desperate team like the Giants, or the Cardinals, maybe if you don't end up getting that first pick or somebody like that, it might be a first or, couple firsts or something like that you can get out of Josh Allen. So I doubt they'll ever bench Josh Allen. And it seems like they just don't ever want to give him any type of blame. Like I don't know. It's kind of crazy to see how poorly he's been playing. And then your offensive coordinator gets canned. I think that's crazy. There's no accountability out there. If that was the Philadelphia Eagles, and y'all tell me if I'm bugging, if that was the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts was throwing six interceptions every single game, it felt like, or at least every single game, it felt like he was ruining the game, and then our offensive coordinator got fired, we would be probably mad. We would be like, nah, bro, that was not him. That we see who that is. And that's the thing. A lot of teams and a lot of fan bases don't have the accountability that Eagles fans hold their team to. And that's why they be saying that we're always hating or this or that. It's because y'all don't really hold y'all players accountable. We do. We know what we want to see. We know what we expect from our team. So it is what it is. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I'm not too worried about them. It's a must for the team momentum boost. I could see that. I could understand that. But at the same point, it's like, I don't think that they'll get thrown off track. You could have looked at that Jets game and said, oh, this team, that's a huge blow to their ego. And what are they going to do? And they came back and held down one of the better offenses to like nothing. We held them, I think, under 250 yards total offense. So, I mean, I don't feel like they'll hide. I don't feel like they'll curl up in a ball and hide if they lose this game. So I get what you're saying, though. It would definitely be a big momentum boost if we're able to win this game. King Dress says, because defeating Patrick Mahomes is a great win to have under your belt. You don't want to lose twice, in my opinion. It's a great win for the players' minds. I can see that. I get that. You don't want to go into the Super Bowl if you play them again and you're like, we just can't beat this team. So I get it. I definitely understand that part of it. I think that this is a huge game just to figure out who we are. This is another nice little test, right? A nice little Richter scale test, see what we are, see, who we can really rumble with. I think we're going to be fine. I truly do think we'll be fine. What's going on, Jose? What's going on? Facts, we always say it like it is when it comes to our players and coaches and all. Exactly. And look, me and Joey Shake's been doing our shows on Monday as of late. So definitely come through one of these days. I see a lot of y'all there, so it's always cool to see y'all. But we talked about it yesterday. Like, we're very, maybe to a fault, you know what I'm saying? We are very, very honest about how we feel about these teams. So we'll see what happens. I mean, luckily, we're in a good spot. I feel good about my head coach. I feel good about my quarterback one. I feel good about my starters everywhere. So I'm cool with it. That little emoji, that's cool. That's a cool little emoji. Chiefs secondary is not that great. What's going on, PJ? What's going on? It's not that great. I think it's going to be a shootout unless y'all go up early and sit on the ball with the run game. Chiefs been iffy lately. Yeah, I agree. And I think we can do that. I think that this might be one of the rare games that I'm like, take the ball first. Like I usually am always a defer, you know what I'm saying? Just let them, let our defense try and make a stop, and then we go out there and score. I think this is a game you go out there, you score early, put them in a position where they have to try and get chunk plays. And if you can do that, I think we can beat them pretty handedly, because I don't think that they have a good offense like they did last year. I mean, that might be a hot take, but I really don't. I don't see the same offense that I saw last year. So if you put them in behind the 8 ball, so to speak, I think that we can really take care of them. I really do feel like we could take care of business. All cards, what's going on? We need to win against them or Detroit will have the tiebreaker on us. Is that true? I don't think that's true. Is that true? I could be wrong. I know they beat them. But I don't think that's true. Just because I don't think it's common opponents, but I think that's like third on the. I thought it was record and then conference record for the conference seeding. I could be wrong though. I definitely could be wrong. What's going on, Forte? What's going on? I meant because of the Super Bowl, it's like a revenge game for the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, that, and we talked about this yesterday. To a certain extent, I do agree that it is, a nice little revenge game. You know what I'm saying? It will feel good. It definitely will feel good. Do not get me wrong. It will definitely feel good. But I don't think it's a must win. When I think of a must win game, it's like if you lose this game, you're going to go on a slide. And I just don't see that with this team. I think if they lose this game, you go out there, you beat the Bills, you beat the Cowboys. I mean, hey, if we beat the Cowboys again, and especially at their house, this season would just have been amazing. This season would have been perfect. Because I think at that point, you're probably looking at sweeping your division. And I think the last team that did that was the Cowboys. So, the division is nice. Don't get me wrong. It's cool to win the division. We'll probably be the first team to do it back-to-back since, we did it back in the day in 2004 or something like that. So it'll be nice to do that. It'll be nice to try and sweep this division again. It'll be nice to beat some of kind of take some of these demons off your back, right? Like a Kansas City Chiefs is kind of a demon on your back. But I don't think that it defines us. But I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you that it could be a nice little revenge game. Reddick must be dying to get on that, dying to get to Mahomes after that slop field shenanigans. Yeah, I agree. I think that he's gonna be chomping at the bit. But I think that this team gets up for every game, because even the Dallas Cowboys game, they knew what time it was. They knew that it was a big game, but they didn't let it get too big. You know what I'm saying? And that's a huge advantage of us as the Philadelphia Eagles, is that we never really let it get too big. We never let it get out of control. I think we're always, we're always in the space we're supposed to be, right? We keep the main thing the main thing. Shout out to my brother, Big Game James. We took a week off because we were on bye, because the Eagles were on bye. When they were on bye, that we took a week off. So now that we were on bye, we took a week off. But I can't wait. I can't wait till the next show. Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much right now. It is going to be heated because we're going to be doing the Would You Rathers again. And, yeah, I know things have changed. So I can't wait to argue with my dog. But what's going on, James? What's going on? I think it's a must win for seeding. I don't really think it is. I don't know. I have to see what the actual, because it comes down to a lot of things before it comes down to common opponents. Like, yeah, if we're tied at the end of the day, if they only lose one more game, we lose, or if they don't lose any more games, we lose another game, then yeah, it's gonna come down to that. But I don't know. I like the Lions and everything, but I do feel like they're gonna lose a game or two that they probably shouldn't have, and it won't be down to us. But we'll see. We'll see. One thing I can say about us is what we care about. One thing I can say about us, what we care about in the end is winning it all. Division title and all are nice, but the only thing that matters is winning it all at the end. I agree 100%. I mean, and that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Now that we got my guy in here, you know what I'm saying, over here talking about CD, here we go. I can't wait. We're going to do our Would You Rather on Saturday, and we're going to talk about would you rather have the Eagles wide receivers, Dallas's wide receiver. We're going to talk about it all. We did it in the beginning of the year. It's going to be heated. I already know. But I think one thing he can agree with me is that the Philadelphia Eagles are a sports franchise, right? The Dallas Cowboys are an entertainment company. That's really what it comes down to. They're just trying to make money. They're trying to entertain people. They ain't trying to win. The Eagles, they trying to win. So, I mean, I think a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans would agree with that at this point. I would have tried to trade Bradbury before the deadline and use the first to go. I think it probably would have took way more than that. It was probably going to take multiple early picks. You know what I'm saying? I think it was going to take probably multiple early picks, because The Eagles, I mean, the Eagles and the 49ers, I know we're both chomping at the bit. I'm glad the 49ers didn't get him, not to sound like I'm afraid of them or anything, but that is their biggest weakness, especially on defense, is their secondary. If they were able to get a guy like Patrick Surtain, that would have sucked for us. But, I think that the Eagles, if they're able to get him even in the offseason, if he's really movable, I'm dead serious, and you guys might hate that I say this, but I would give you our first round pick this year, and I would give you our second round pick this year. I would give you both. I would give you both for Patrick Surtain. And I might even throw in a pick next year or something like that. I'm dead honest. I am so serious. If the Eagles can get Surtain, now obviously you're going to have to pay him, right? You're going to have to pay him. But if you can get him next year, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Like you have your cornerback one for the next 10 years. So I would do it. I would do whatever it took. I'm dead serious. I would do whatever it took. Dallas is a marketing team that plays football on the side. Exactly. I'm going to live off that one. Do you think the Eagles go after Jack Jones? I don't. I don't really think they do. That you can't just keep on throwing bodies at the position, especially when there's an issue, right? I know that mainly his thing was kind of off the field. So again, I haven't watched a lot of his film. I'm not probably the guy you want to ask, but I can ask around. I can, do my research and look at what this guy is. That's what I'll do today. I'll watch some film from him and see what I think, and maybe I'll go live again and we'll talk about it. But yeah, I don't think they do right now. But again, like I said, give me some time. Let me really look at who he is and what he could bring to this team, and I'll come back and give you an answer. Because I do think that the Eagles need to figure out, if not this year, next year at that position, because I don't know if you feel comfortable going in next year with James Bradberry as your 2. Love the guy. I love the guy. But unless we find out, he's been dealing with injury and, now he's healthy and he resurges in the second half, I'm going to be a little bit worried going into the year saying that he's our cornerback 2 of the foreseeable future. So there's gonna be changes, and I think you need to get ahead of it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I know this was so last minute, man, but we got 32 people in the chat. If y'all could hit that like, hit that subscribe for me, I would really, really appreciate it. If you guys like to bet, shout out to Parlay Picks, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring the show, sponsoring the channel, sponsoring me and my bad habits. Go ahead and check the links in the description. You can get up to 100% of your deposit matched. And if you play Parlay Picks, you get an extra $5 just for signing up. So definitely go do that. I would really appreciate the support. And if you win, come on over here. Give me some super chats. You know what I'm saying? How many years does Bradberry have? I believe it's still 2. I believe he still has 2. Let me just double check so I don't just say things willy-nilly. You guys know I usually like to do the slides and everything and have stuff to talk about, but I just wanted to talk to y'all. Yeah, PJ, y'all can't get Parlay Picks is only in certain areas. So like my Florida people, it's good for y'all. Even though Florida, now you can start to legally bet if you had old Hard Rocks account, which I did. So your boy been betting. But yeah, there's other ways to support. You know what I'm saying? Always other ways to support. Hold on, I want to see what I'm pretty sure it's 2 years for Bradberry's contract. Because he signed a 3-year. So after this year, I think he has 1 more year. I'm lying. So he would be under contract this year, next year, and the year after that. And his cap hit, his dead money's crazy. I don't know what you do, if I'm being honest. I mean, Howie Roseman always finds a way. So if we were to release him post-June, that's what I want to see. Where's the post-June? Post-June release, we would have $4 million in cap savings, about $8 million in dead cap. So if we traded him or if we cut him after June, that's what we'd be looking at. Let me just see something. Yeah, if you cut him this year, it wouldn't really mean anything. Yeah, so I mean, you could look at trading him, save that $4 million, and then you give that money to a guy like anybody really. I mean, I'm not saying he's trash, but you can definitely upgrade. Dallas don't play Chiefs. Oh, okay. Honestly, as much as I want to beat Kansas City, I want them to beat Dallas and Dallas just a little more, just to hear them cry and make excuses for the rest of the season. Yeah, I think he's talking about Boots. I think he's talking about us playing in Dallas. I agree. I agree. Let's go out there and whoop that tail. Let's go out there and whoop that tail. We start with about 45 mil in cap space before any moves next year. Yeah, and I've been looking at, maybe I'm not. Y'all know I love the draft. Y'all know I love the draft. So I've been looking at some draft stuff already because I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going to be 100% honest. I think it's a illness at this point, but I've already been doing some drafts. I've already been looking at some mock drafts. My boy Devin Jackson and I have been talking about some guys and stuff. Follow me on Twitter because on Twitter, I definitely we always like to kind of talk about stuff that maybe don't make the best videos, but definitely follow me on Twitter at PhillyPhillyTP. We need some more shakedown style bars from you. I might have to. I want to make a new intro. I've been thinking about making a new intro. Thinking about doing something a little bit different. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Maybe soon we will. I got to find another beat. So if anybody else, makes beats, I'm tired of asking my friends. I feel bad because I keep on asking them. That's what I was saying is beating Dallas and Dallas. What's going on? 4133 the pod. I just saw your message. I'm gonna message you back once I'm off of here. What's good, brother? Heard you discussing PS2. Don't forget we also have Isaiah Rogers. 2 Slay, Surtain, and Rogers is a nice secondary. I agree, bro. If we are able to get Patrick Surtain in here, I would go crazy. I would go crazy. I might cry. I ain't gonna lie. If we got Patrick Surtain on this team, I would be I would be insane, going insane. Give Sam Howell his flowers. He's done good. He's done good. He has done well. I cannot hate. He has done very well. He's looked good. Infamous. I don't know what else to say. You little bro. I hate that you like the Commanders right now, but you little bro. I'll give it to you. He's looked really, really good. And I said that I thought that he was maybe a year or two away. I think that I was fair with that, but he has looked really good over the past couple games, so I'll give you that. I got beats from beyond. What's that? Yo, we def got some fire producing for a lot of Philly cats. Well, holla at me, man. At Philly TP on Twitter, on Instagram. My email is down below in the links. Holla at me, man. I would love to, work with somebody, make a new beat, make a new track for the intro. I know a lot of people love the intro for this one and the shakedown. Maybe we could upgrade the shakedown one too as well. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. So yeah, holla at me, bro. I would love that, to be honest with you. Me and my girl, this is really, really random, and I'm sorry about this, but talking about music got me thinking about this. Me and my girl were listening to a couple of my older songs. So, like, when I was living by myself, I did a couple of songs, and I was recording. That's originally what I got all this mic stuff for and everything. And there was a song that was really, a personal song, and honestly, a really, really good song. So I think that we're going to make a video for that because we do, a lot of video editing and stuff like that. We might make a music video for that. So, yeah, I might be having some music coming out pretty soon anyways. But, yeah, so if you guys want to send me some stuff, I would love it. I would love it.
Wheels, $4.99. In the next 5 game, what team are you most worried about, if any?
I would say probably it's probably between Dallas and the Chiefs. I'm gonna be real with you. It's between Dallas and the Chiefs for me. I think that, and shout out to you, shout out to Wills for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that, man. I think it's either Dallas or the Chiefs. I really do. And it's more mental than anything. I feel like, a lot of y'all are kind of talking me into it now with with the Chiefs. You don't want to lose to them twice in a row. So I definitely get that. We'll see. I will definitely see. Oh, the thing's not working. Hold up. I forgot I had that. So we're getting subs. Shout out to everybody that's subbing up. Shout out to everybody subbing up. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. I gotta move that. I just messed up. Hold up, y'all. I just took down the chat for me. That's the only bad thing about this new setup is I gotta get used to it. Leading in the NFL, leading the NFL. But yeah, that's it. My bad. Let me finish that answer. Yeah, I think Chiefs and the Cowboys. I think Cowboys. It just would suck to deal with. I'm not worried about them, but it would just suck to have to hear their mouth. But yeah, definitely the Chiefs. You don't want to lose twice to them. I kind of agree with that now. Leading the NFL in passing yards, third in touchdowns, and we still suck. It's not his fault. It's definitely not his fault. And I've said that, bro. But Bieniemy, what? Now let me ask you this: coming from, because it's good to get opinions from somebody that's actually there. Would you, right? Would you want Bieniemy as your head coach? Is that the next step? That's really what I want to know. Hey, when can we collab on an intro? I do music too, bro. Let me know, bro. If you need a verse or something, you know what I'm saying? I got you, bro. I got you. Send me over the beat. I'll lay it down. I might get back on my music tip. I ain't gonna lie. I've been missing it, and it's a really good way to just kind of express yourself. I'm not gonna get all sappy with y'all, but I do miss making music, so it might be something that I hop back into. Tribe Called Quest, Digital Planets, Eric Bieniemy type. You make beats? You make beats? Because I like that type of boom bap, you know what I'm saying? That boom bap hip hop, that real old school hip hop. That's the type of stuff I like. That's really what the type of stuff I like. I feel like I just saw a comment come up, but not here. Well, shout out to Wheels. It says they ran out of, they're ran out. Hold on. Oh, they're out there. I got it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't read. But he said they're out there beating their chest. Why is it not popping up now? Oh, I see what's happening. My fault. You got to get used to it again. I got to get used to this new. I like it. I ain't going to lie. I really do like it. I just got to get used to it now. That's going to be the whole thing, is getting used to this new setup. All right, let's see if that works out now for us. But shout out to Wills. He said they're out there beating their chest, overrunning up the score and stats on the Giants. Exactly. I'm really not too worried about them. I'm really not too worried about the Cowboys at all. I just don't want to hear their mouth. That's really all it is. Yes, I would think him and Sam Howell do well together. EB, if was winning, everyone would say give EB the coaching spot. Yeah. What's DAW? What is DAW? I don't know what DAW is. I'm not that smart when it comes to stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie. So what does DAW mean, Forte? But I mean, yeah, it would be interesting to see if y'all give Eric Bieniemy the job. Everybody's been saying they wanted to see him get the job anyways, and or get a job, at least I should say, a head coaching job. It would be interesting to see what he did. And I think you guys have a good offense. You guys have a decent team, and your defense, now you're going to have more money. You're going to have a little bit more, a little bit more leeway in what you want to do. You'll probably have a decent draft pick. So it'll be interesting to see how much control you would give Eric Bieniemy off rip, too. Hit that like, subscribe. Y'all don't want to miss any of this good content. Yeah, none of this good. Y'all don't want to miss it, especially when I just randomly go live like this. You don't want to miss it. Oh, okay. I have Adobe Audition, and I don't have Pro Tools on this one. I used to use Pro Tools, but I don't have it anymore on this computer. My boy has it. But usually just like Adobe Premiere Pro, I'm talking about video, Adobe Audition. But I could download anything. A GarageBand, I've used it a couple times, never really been huge into it. But, it's something I could use as well. We need to sign Jack Jones. I don't know. Yeah, tell me why, Mike. Tell me why. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I just don't know enough about him to make a statement like that. So if you think that we should sign him, let me know why. What is it in him that you see? Because that's really what it comes down to, is what can he bring to this team? What can he bring to this defense? Yes, sir. Everyone go check out my boy Smitty. I've been on there. You know what I'm saying? I think I was one of his earlier guests, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, shout out to my guy Smitty, man, making great content. There's a lot of good content creators out here. I know some people hate me, but there's a lot of good content creators out there. We shouldn't have cut. Talk to me, PJ. I forget that you a Patriots fan. I forget that you a Patriots fan, dog. For anybody that doesn't know, PJ's my nephew. Shout out to my nephew Josh. Go subscribe to his channel as well. Talk to me. Talk to me. Why do you think that we need to go get? No, Michael, I'm not saying that we're set. I'm not saying that we're set. Just like I said, I don't know enough to say yes or no. I want to know more. After I get off this, I'm going to go watch literally probably all, and it's going to annoy the hell out of me, but I'm probably going to go watch all his snaps. I'm hoping you don't have too many snaps that I got to watch, but I'm going to go watch all his snaps so I can give you guys a real answer, but I don't know either way. Yeah, they got 3 picks inside of 45 in the draft, and we have 90 mil cap. Yeah, we might be trying to tank for Caleb Williams. I mean, how many wins y'all got so far? How many wins y'all got? L Chiefs, W Bills, W 49ers, L Cowboys, W Seahawks. That's what I'm thinking over the next 5 weeks. That wouldn't be terrible. That really wouldn't be terrible. Oh, y'all only got 2 wins? Yeesh. Yeah, y'all in the hunt. Y'all in the hunt. I was hearing stories that you guys might give up on Bill Belichick if you guys lost. But my thing is, if you guys lose, why not give Bill Belichick another generational quarterback? I mean, let's see what he could do with it. You know what I'm saying? We saw what he did with Tom Brady. Why not give him another great quarterback? Mac Jones, he ain't it. He ain't it. If I was them, I would have been started Bailey Zapp. I would have just seen what he got. Or Malik Cunningham. Just see what you got in them. Like, I don't know. Maybe they are tanking. Maybe that's why they're starting Mac Jones. Bill's offensive coordinator got relieved of his duties. Yeah. We can easily rebuild that defense. We can sign A.J. Espinoza, Matt Milano, and then get a big free agent like Josh Allen from the Jags and draft I was about to say Josh Allen. Why you want Josh Allen? Draft corner and O-line in the 1st and 2nd. This is a good draft too. Like I said, I love the draft. That's like my bread and butter. But this is a pretty good draft. This is a pretty deep draft, especially like in the trenches. I think that there's a lot of good secondary players, a good amount of safeties. I'm not gonna make a statement yet, but last year there was probably like 5 safeties last year that I really thought were like actually draftable, and that might sound stupid, but realistically, I just didn't think a lot of them were that great. This year, I know there's at least 5 that I really like, so we'll go from there. He will be back on the pod ASAP. We got a lot to catch on since the last time. Facts. Let's do it. Shout out to Wills.
As an Eagles fan since 1977, it pains me that my daughter married a Cowboys fan and my grandchildren. Yeah, that's my life.
Damn, bro. Damn. I mean, hey, I feel you, bro. I couldn't do it. Shout out to you for being a good person, because I couldn't do it, man. I would be so mad. I would be so mad. As one thing I'm definitely worried about with, oh, man, I couldn't do it. If my kid married we'd be fighting. We would definitely be fighting. I'll tell you that much. I would tell you that much. We would definitely be fighting. That's a rough one. I don't even know what to say to that. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I feel for you, dog. I definitely feel for you. Hold on, where were we? I got to get better with this software, but it's getting there. I appreciate that super chat, man, for real. That's a lot of good O-linemen and a lot of good corners and linebackers decently deep. Yeah, maybe a young black quarterback. Who would you want as your quarterback? Yeah, I could take James Franklin from Penn State. I'm tired of that dude. Bro, the worst part is he's a good guy. I feel you. Hold on, that came in mad late. I had to fix some things. What I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm getting better with it, This was a kind of a test. But yeah, that's never a good position. I have a couple friends that are Cowboys fans. Obviously, you guys know I'm like James is like a brother to me, so it sucks having to deal with it. And then I got, family that's Patriots fans, Jets fans, Giants fans. So trust me, it's never easy. Looking forward, what position we should draft in the 1st and 2nd round. So I didn't put it out actually, so maybe I'll put it up on here real quick. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I did a mock draft this morning, just kind of messing around, And honestly, I think that defensive end could be the spot. This defensive end or offensive line. So I got Cooper Beebe from Kansas State. He's an offensive guard. I got him at 32 in the first round. But I also got Braylon Trice out of Washington. He's an edge player. That could be a really, really good player for us if he's able. If he drops into the second round. But yeah, so for this one, I got Cooper Beebe. I'll pull it up. I'll actually send it to myself and pull it up. It wouldn't be a live stream if my microphone didn't go out at some point, right? Come on now, guys. You guys know I have to at least let my I have to let my mic go out at least once in a live show for it to be real. But no, so I had Braylon Trice. So I had Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State, who I think is going to be a really, really good player for us. Braylon Trice, I think that he's a dog. He's a big guy that can move, on that edge. You can move him to the inside a little bit. Just a bit. He's a dog, just a physical player. Tommy Eichberg, haven't watched too much of him, but from what I watch, he's a guy that can kind of move all over the field, can kind of be your general. He can get from sideline to sideline. Braven Spanford, a guy that I'm just kind of taking a shot on. I saw like one game from him, just thought he was an interesting guy. He's like 6'7". The sound should be back on, right? The sound should be back on, right? Yeah, the sound should be back on. All right. Donovan Edwards, running back from Michigan, a shifty guy. Definitely somebody that I think I want to see him a little bit more in pass protection. I didn't really get to watch and study these guys, but just off the top of my head, just guys I know. And then Kenny Logan Jr., I think he reminds me a lot of like a Reed Blankenship, but Reed Blankenship is probably just better in coverage. But he's a guy that if you're able to actually, if you're able to actually get Kenny out there, get him a year or two behind some of these guys, then I think you can get a really good player. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm glad you asked that question, and I'm glad that I had that ready to go, because otherwise I would have just had to, talk about it and probably not got my actual, thoughts out. But I think that these are good players, and if you guys want me to, I'll start doing I will start doing draft content. You do not have to ask me twice. I promise you that much. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., bro, he goes so early so many times. Like, he's in, like, the top 20s right now. And I don't know if he's I think Barrett Carter might go a little ahead of him. Yeah, and like you just brought up. Yeah, I think Barrett Carter might be one of the first guys to go. Jeremiah Trotter is a good player, but I think he's around the same size as a Nakobe Dean. So I think that, hey, I would love for the Eagles to get Jeremiah Trotter. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. But I would love to get Tommy. Especially if you can get him at that spot. If you can get him in the third round, or in the late second round, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And realistically, I was talking to Devin about this. I think the Eagles might end up just moving on from that first round pick. I don't know if there's going to be anybody there that you're like, we have to have this guy. So they might give up that first round pick, maybe get another first round pick next year. I mean, sky's the limit, because you have the two second round picks. So you're going to have a good amount of compensatory picks. So maybe you move up in the draft or something with those 2 seconds and a couple compensatory. You move back into, early second or early day 3. They love their first round picks or first picks in day 3. So there's a lot of things the Eagles can do. What's going on, NFL Reality Check? What's going on? Do you think this defense is a product of Howie not wanting to overhaul the defensive side of the ball? Yes and no, but I think that you look at Bradbury and you look at Slay, they're having bad years, but I don't think this is who they are necessarily. I wouldn't say like, oh, Bradbury and Slay always sucked. Last year they had really good years, especially Bradbury. Bradbury had an all-pro type year. He was an amazing player. So I understand wanting to keep these guys around. I truly do. So to a certain extent, yeah, you don't want all that turnover in the world and not knowing what you're going to have at cornerback. But at the same time, I think that it made sense to re-sign them, especially if you weren't going to be able to go out in there and get yourself a younger guy. So yes and no, I'll say that. You think we should look for a Slay replacement? We're going to have to start looking for replacements everywhere. I'm going to be real with you. We're going to have to start looking for replacements everywhere. So, defensively, I think the only place that you're really good is probably on the D-line. Linebackers, you probably still need to figure out what you're going to do with Nakobe Dean. Is he the future for you, or are you going to try and get somebody else? Are you going to sign somebody? Are you going to really go all in with a Christian Ellis? Are you going to really try and rejuvenate a career like a Cunningham maybe for another year or two? Or are you trying to get something more out of Morrow? Morrow's not that old. What is he, like 27? So there's a lot of question marks on this defense in general. Barrett Carter is definitely the best linebacker in the draft. Though I agree. I think that come combine, and this might be saying something stupid. I think we all know this, but come combine, what Jeremiah Trotter is probably going to be able to do athletically might jump him up on boards a little bit. But yeah, I think that Barrett Carter is he's just that dog all around guy. But we've seen linebackers drop so far. Will this be another year that, we're sitting here talking about Barrett Carter and he drops to the end of the first, beginning of the mid-second or something like that. So you never know. You really never know. What do I think of the problem with Bradbury this year is? I think they're asking him to do stuff that he's not really used to doing. I don't think that, he's never been a fast guy. He's never been a twitchy guy, and I think that they're asking him to do that. So that's really where I'm at with it. One play I'm going to miss on defense when they retire is definitely BG. Yeah. And Fletch, bro. Fletch is the man. The best thing to draft is the highest rated player on your board because we need help all over except Q. Yeah, I agree, except quarterback. And even there, you can make arguments, bro. You can make arguments. All right. I'm trying to think of a guy that it might realistically happen to. Like, I don't think that Shedeur Sanders would want to I don't think he would sign with a team if he dropped to the second round. But if Shedeur Sanders dropped to the second round and he's there at your second pick in the second round, I don't know. Maybe you develop him and you just trade him off. I wouldn't be too bad about that. Not going to lie. If he drops to the second, we taking him. If not, we trade for another first-round pick for Carter. Yeah. Cowboys just released LVE. Damn. Oh, they just released that he isn't coming back this season, so they're going to compete with us drafting a linebacker. I don't know if they will. They got Marquise Bell. They got who else do they have? Who else do they have at linebacker? Why am I drawing a blank? But I know they have Marquise Bell. They still have Parsons, so they can always throw him back there. I don't think it'll be high on their on their wants list, I should say. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Maybe they get another defensive tackle that doesn't make any sacks. I don't know what they're going to do. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 37 people in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much. I have no idea how much it means to me for y'all to come out here and just talk with your boy, bro, because I did not expect anybody to really be on here. I was going to just do like a regular video, just do it live. And, if people talked. I wanted to see how the chat looked. You guys let me know how you guys feel about this chat, how you feel about how everything looks. Any feedback is welcome. I appreciate it. And hit that like, hit that subscribe. David, oh, look at that. We even got our first hater. Isn't that cute? David said, you homers are funny. The Eagles unbeatable. Who in here said that we were unbeatable? Who said that? Ayo, Matt, you said that? Wheels, you said that we were unbeatable? Taylor, was it you? It had to be you, right, Taylor? It was you. Who said that? Ain't nobody said that, David. Reading is fundamental, David. You are better than that, man. I'm going to give you another chance, though, to be a better person, all right? And I hope you take that. So if you guys, let me look at the I just want to look at the poll real quick. So the poll question was, is this a must-win game for the Philadelphia Eagles going against the Kansas City Chiefs? We got 48 votes, 69%. Nice. 69% of you guys are saying yes, it is a must-win game, and 31% of you are saying no, it is not a must-win game. Nobody said that. He's arguing with himself. Yeah, it's you hate to see it, man. You hate to see it, right? You hate to see it. LOL, okay, I said it. I didn't, but I take play for the team and fans. There you go, Wills. We the bigger men. You know what I'm saying? We the bigger people, not men. I don't want to say just men. We the bigger people. You know what I'm saying? So, David, all right, we'll take that. You wanna be mad at us? I get it. I definitely get it. It's okay. It's okay. But you know what else? What else is also okay? It'll be very okay and more than okay if you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate that, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys hopping in here, talking that talk with us, talking that talk with me, the chat, always a good time. We're going to try and get more of these live streams going. If you guys enjoy how the live streams look now, if you guys like the new setup, definitely let me know. I'd really appreciate any feedback that you guys have with it. But other than that, I think y'all know what it is, man. I think y'all know what it's going to be. It is Fly Eagles Fly. And we are out here. If y'all want to say it with me, y'all always more than welcome to say it with me. Oh, hold up. I think something just popped up. And before I go, because I saw a little thing that I've never seen before, so I want to make sure I ain't losing my mind. Okay, yeah, no, it's just a regular thing. All right, anyways, yeah. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's going to be. It's Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. If y'all want to say it with me, y'all more than welcome to. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you. Fly Eagles Fly.